I'm at the laundromat.
Home of the Texas Ties washers.
Last time I was here, these were all messed up in a pile, unorganized, incomplete, just a nonsensical mess. And I left it buried at the bottom. But as you can see here, everything's been arranged into stacks. And I don't know where it is, but I will keep digging. Thought for a minute it was gone, but I did find it at the very bottom underneath a stack of AARP magazines. Now a little bit about what I found here. The book, it's got this symbol on it. I don't know if that's an Egyptian inspired symbol or a Rosicrucian symbol or what. Simply the word unmask and nothing else. No publisher, no author, just unmasking. This particular edition was printed in 1958. It's a Dutch publication. Printed in the Netherlands, though in English. Originally titled Damask, which I guess means essentially the same thing. 1956. There are two parts, The Shadow of the Coming Events and Armageddon. And it is quite a find. What can I say? Let me read just a little bit of it for you. Therefore, when we speak of the great adversary, we do not mean by this the pitchy turmoil of the quagmire in the borderland, nor the damned wriggling in the sewers of life, but the hierarchy of the brotherhoods of the reflection sphere, the light spirit world of yonder side, with all their religious and humanitarian loving and good intentions, who talk nothing of else but Christ, and mostly really mean it, and want to immerse mankind in every way into the ocean of goodness. I mean, you tell me what that means. What does that mean? Does that mean anything? It speaks of a great play coming, a great act of all united governments or something. And they will, of course, all manipulate the modern technology. You know that a radio program is broadcast and received by means of electricity, the radiation waves of a certain length according to mutual arrangement. Well then, most wonderful and ingenious applications of electrotechnics make it possible to absorb without impairment the energy sent out by a broadcasting station in such a way that not the least energy or radiation from the broadcasting station reaches the radio sets, whereas at the same moment, the thus blocked broadcasting station can be imitated with another apparatus. The entities performing this work belong to certain orders or brotherhoods who have their domicile in polar regions, as, for instance, and among others, in Greenland. These are entities of a female and male nature, of whom frequent mention will be made in the near future, for the members of these orders will be used for the great play in very many ways, about which we shall inform you as fully as possible. These people are masters of popular psychology, and know better than anyone else how they will have to handle certain natures and races. The machinery just mentioned with which they will achieve their radio effect can rightly be called a combination of technics and magic. It is undoubtedly of a technical construction, but so extremely sensitive that it can be controlled and applied by the powers of trained and commanded will and thought. Therefore, you can fancy how, apart from the explained radio effect, government and other authorities can also be influenced directly with the aid of this machinery. So, energy beams and mind control. That's how we will be manipulated in the near future. We've heard stories of that, haven't we? Many people claim that stuff is already happening in Cuba and in China. What's going on? It makes you wonder what inspires someone to write something like this. Now, it keeps mentioning the Rosicrucians and the Rosy Cross, or at least the Dutch version of which. So I'm thinking this was more of a group effort than a single person just spouting nonsense onto the parchment, so to speak. That doesn't detract from it at all. I mean, yeah, it's crazy stuff. I mean, they are looking at some kind of end game scenario, end days, the Armageddon, I don't know, when all world governments do something crazy and you're either in or you're out, you're part of they're saying the people who will side with Jesus are the bad guys or something like that. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It's still a neat find, though. How to get in a laundromat? Like, it was published in the 50s. Has it been there ever since? Did someone leave it there by accident? Was it placed there intentionally? How long has it been there? Why do I keep finding it buried at the bottom? You know, I've considered actually nicking it, but why has no one else done the same thing? I guess they're too busy reading the children's book and the AARP magazines and stuff like that. So, well, I hope you like this video today of me reading some culty Rosicrucian nonsense at the laundromat. Leave a comment below on what you think, what your beliefs are. I've had some pretty weird comments on the YouTube from people, you know, that are uber religious, but not like conventional religion. People who have some extreme alternative thoughts on matters. And hey, any of you watching this, chime in. I'd love to hear it. You know, even if someone thinks you're crazy, you think you're not. I've been Johnny. Thanks again for stopping by. You're always welcome in these neck of the woods if you've got boots deep enough to walk through them.